So I will discuss with you the selection criteria for literature to review. But let me first define the important terminologies that will be used in our lesson. So according to Merriam-Webster, selection is the act or process of selecting. Selection in Filipino is pagpili. Pagpili ay ang kilos o proseso ng pagpili. The second term is criterion. Criterion, again, according to Merriam-Webster, is a standard on which a judgment or decision may be based. So, criterion in Filipino is pamantayan. Isang pamantayan kung saan maaaring batayan ang isang paghatol o desisyon. Selection criteria is the act or process of selecting a standard on which a judgment or decision may be based. So therefore, selection criteria for literature review is the set of standards for judgment on choosing the literature to include or exclude in your review. So class, why do you think we need to employ a selection criteria? And how are we going to use this selection criteria? Okay, so I will be discussing inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. So this is from the University of Melbourne Library Guide on Systematic Review. So I will provide a link on this whenever you want to expand your knowledge, you want to read more about the inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. So inclusion and exclusion criteria set the boundaries for the systematic review. They are determined after setting the research question, usually before the search is conducted. However, scoping searches may need to be undertaken to determine appropriate criteria. So many different factors can be used for the inclusion or exclusion criteria. So the first factor to consider is the content of the literature. So the content of the literature class, it should be related to your chosen title or topic. The second criterion is the date of the literature. This is very important. You have to identify the date. So literature made within the last 10 years hold acceptable. Other than that, older sources need to be cited by more recent studies. The third one is geographic location of the literature. Yes, it is very important also to consider the geographical location of the literature to be chosen. So be it local or foreign, reviews may have to be limited to countries or regions which share the same background. Okay, number 4 criterion is the language of the literature. Of course, we need to choose or we need to include those literature that uses the same languages with us. So English, Filipino. So other than this, translation shall have to be considered. So the fifth one is the participants of the literature to review. So reviews may restrict or limit to only adults, only females, only males, only children. So it may define a certain age or a certain gender group.